Hey, there's a one-liner for that. So, this is my friend, my confidant, my co-host, and my producer E. Yeah, I'm her producer. We got together 2.5 years ago, and I said, "So, you want to be a TV 2.0 talk show host, huh?" And she said, "I do." Hi, I'm Roy Montero, and this is my protege, April 2.0, Roga. And I have a one-liner for this. Two are better than one. And so April's ready to share her experience with me in Net Friending Masterclass, where she became April 2.0 within 60 days. It was day 50 something. And she's been doing video, live video, streaming video, being a 2.0 talk show host, TV 2.0 talk show host, and or guest and or co-host. And she's really good at it. In fact, I would say since we only have two words here within the net friending movement, and that would be good or great. I would say she's a great host, and she can share with people how to do likewise. And as you can see, she's raw and real. She does the real hashtag real REAL hashtag. We have a lot of hashtags. One of the hashtags we have is bring April home. April's been in corporate America for all of her adult years and with the same company. She's going to start her 25th year in just a month or two here, and wow, she's ready to come home. Bring April home. So she wants to go from employee to entrepreneur, and I helped her with that because the first day that I met her 2.5 years ago, I asked her on day one, "Do you see yourself as an entrepreneur?" She said no. A few months later, I asked her again, and she said yes. And she's been struggling with that a little lately because she doesn't really know what that is. Um, and so I told her, look, we have a net friending dictionary here where we put various words, and I've lowest common denominized. Uh, I always like to go for the lowest common denominator, right? Our teachers told us don't say 4/8, don't say 2/4, say 1/2. And so that's what I want to do with the principles of life and the formulas of life. Because, hey, there's a one liner for every single issue of life, and there's a formula for every single issue of life. And so, depending upon where you are on the path, on which formula you're going to be using or be able to use. But you can't readily get to that point by yourself. So don't be the lone wolf. That's my main message tonight by showing you all of this and showing you April, because I'm sharing the story. I told April, let's share our story and other people will understand it. So I started a movement. I call it the Net Friending Movement. Net Friending, not networking, because net friending is the softer side of networking. Friendship first, businessship second. So I'm all about connecting. John Maxwell says, everyone communicates, few connect. And if you don't know John Maxwell, now you do. You need to know John Maxwell, and if you're into entrepreneurism, leadership, anything along those lines, or just understanding that self-awareness and personal growth is essential. And it's essential each and every day, not just once in a while. So that's why I've put together something that April is now ready to share with the world, and we're ready to take on a pilot program, so to speak, of 121 people to go through the same thing that April did. And within 2 months, you should see noticeable changes, so much so that you're going to say, oh my goodness, my name 1.0 would have thought like this, and now my name 2.0 is thinking like that. Oh my goodness, you were right, Roy. You were right, April. I'm just as fast as you. And I'm sure there'll be people that are faster. It's like, oh my goodness, I'm noticing a change within 7 days, 17 days, what have you. And then a few of you might be a little slower and go like, I don't see anything yet. It's in my third month. And that's okay because not everyone is on the same path when they join me, join her, join us in the net friending movement to just become a better version of yourself each and every day, basically by osmosis, just hanging around the right people. So, one of the things I know is that if you have the right environment and culture, you can breed blank. And if you have the not so right or wrong environment and culture, well, then that's going to breed blank. And so the people that you hang out with, that is who you're going to end up being like. It's just by osmosis. Know it. Know it and understand it. And yes, for those of you who want to argue with that, yeah, you need not apply. You're just mediocre. See, people who are mediocre know better, but don't do better and just argue about it and just make up a bunch of excuses, which is their but, B-U-T. But Roy, the reason I don't improve myself and become a better version of myself and hang around better people and smarter people and wiser people than myself is because, but Roy, and then here comes all the chatter. Yeah? No, no, no. Just answer the question yes or no. And I know the questions that I can ask you quickly to determine for you and for me, because most people are just sleepwalking through life. They don't even know what they don't know. Oh, wait, everybody knows that they don't know what they don't know. And see, my big mantra is since you don't know what you don't know, and I now know what you don't know, then it's becoming my responsibility to let you know this if you want to be in my space, if you want to be in my movement, if you want to have a discussion with me. Because otherwise I have to say no to mediocre people. And Maya Angelou says, do the best you can, and when you know better, do better. Now, of course, I'm paraphrasing her because that's the way I remember it. And so when I meet a person who now knows better because they were just told, hey, you believe that friendship relationship lie. Why is that? Because maybe your parents believe that to be true and society believes it to be true, but it's not true. That's not the truth about that. So what are you going to do? Are you going to do better or are you just going to not do better? See, a mediocre person knows better but doesn't do better. And a prestigious person is the opposite. They know better and they do better. And maybe they don't do better the first time, the second time, the third time. Maybe they take a 2 or 3 day blank like April just did and has been doing for the last couple of months. But that's okay. Those are breakthroughs, right? They feel like breakdowns, but they're actually breakthroughs. Sometimes you need to be by yourself and you need to process and you need to go through it and you need to cry, you need to throw a fit, whatever you got to do. Just make sure you keep moving forward, even if it's a half an inch a day. Sometimes you can't take a full step. Sometimes you need to take a wrong step to take a right step or 2 or 3 or more. And that's okay. Whatever your personality type is, that's cool. That's why we have these assessments so that we can possibly share with people, hey, you know, if you're this personality type, I have found through the research in my people plan for knowing this kind of stuff, the data here shows that, yeah, if you have these love languages and these gems and these particular personality types in common, yeah, the relationship seems to move along a little swifter. There's more energy, synergy, chemistry afloat usually when you combine them with these other body language 2.0 and beyond, like traits and techniques and things that we've found out because, hey, we can. We have the internet. It's an amazing place. Like Gary Vaynerchuk says a lot of times, people don't even realize the benefit of the internet right now. They're still thinking too small. I'm paraphrasing him. And I agree with them. People are thinking too small. So to wrap this up and to show you what I've shown you so far, I want to put a people search engine together and show people what is possible with someone like April. So let me just go ahead and share. This is quite a ways down. April did well, like I said, we've been around the documentation of our journey for the last 2.5 years. And she decided when she became April 2.0 to, well, use it as a hashtag. And since you can't use anything but alphanumeric, the point would kill the hashtag. So instead of 2 and then a point and then an O, she writes the 2 and then the word point for the point and then a 0. And you can see what she has tagged with that hashtag, which is unique to her. No one else is really using that. As I scroll up here a little at a time. So I'm going back up. Whoops. Let me just do it this way. We got this, and then that, and here's more. So if you want to see more, just stop the video. I'm just scrolling up to show you the many faces of April 2.0 Roga and some of the photos that she's posted. So Julia says, I'm so excited my friend April Roga showed me how to live stream using 2 cameras on Facebook Live to interview others and how to get them in with just a click of a link. Girl, ... you rock, my friend! Exclamation point, 2 of them. You need your own social media business? This changes everything for my work. Yay! Oh my goodness. So, and then April documents what came across her screen there. Intimacy is not purely physical. April started another show. We do it on Tuesdays. She and 2 or 3 other co-hosts on our way to 121 co-hosts for the show that talks about the mentality of sexuality. So I think this bears stopping and looking at. Confidence doesn't come when you have all the answers. It comes when you are ready to face all the questions. Listen, the only way to face your fears is just to sit next to April and myself and let's just do it. You don't need to think about it anymore because thinking about it is not going to get you any less blank to do a live stream. Whatever is your stuckness right now, you're not good enough. You don't think you're good enough. The way you see yourself is the way you treat yourself. And, I always ask April, who's the easiest person to lie to? And she always says, myself, which is true. The easiest person to lie to is yourself. Stop doing it. Stop lying to yourself and just start doing what needs to be done and just come on up here and let's have some fun. So you saw what the, So this was her latest. Within the last 2.5 years, she's been talking about this for about the last 2 weeks or so. And she quoted me here, and I'll go ahead and I'll read that because I think it's important. Because this is, okay, she was looking for and has been looking for let me back all the way up. So I want a people search engine, and there's certain things that I want you to put on the people search engine. And one thing that you need to do, and that is you need to be prepared to do a meet and greet with someone or a lot of someones where you are just the one that's doing the meet and greet and you can field it through the comments or you can bring other people into the seat with you. We use the BeLive.tv platform. It's you can have 4 seats. There are I won't get into the technical side right now. So what I want you all to do is to have 3 videos, 90 seconds or less, so that if somebody watches like all 3 of your videos, within 5 minutes, 4.5 minutes, they will know enough about you to say, oh my goodness, I want to do a meet and greet with this person. And they are willing to do a meet and greet with me, right? You can do a one-to-one meet and greet, record it, and then make it available. Give me the link to it so that I can make it available, take some sound bites from it, and teach other people while at the same time bringing people to, well, know you, um, and know about you. And for them to say, oh my goodness, that person could be my best friend. Like Roy says, with the concept that I have here for a people search engine, you may not have met your best friend yet. And if you're not married yet, and if you're looking for a marital partner, maybe you might find them within the confines of this people search engine, which is not like for singles to connect, but this is for like entrepreneurial or would-be entrepreneurial people, or just people who want to connect for friendship, because friendship first, businessship second. So it doesn't even mean you need to get to businessship. You just need to be friends and talk about those topics that mean something to you, and talk about it with people that are energizing you, not draining you, celebrating you, not draining you. You know, how many places do you go, like on Facebook groups and stuff like that, where you feel just tolerated and not really celebrated? Oh my goodness, you need to come to one of our Facebook group meet and greets and take a seat and have some fun with us, and let people know that, you know, here you are, you're alive and well, and you're like an up-and-comer, or you're an A-lister. I mean, I want A-listers to take seats next to us and bring up people from their tribe that are brand championing them. Oh, there's so much. Everybody wins. Win, 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 win. I'm going to have the easy peasy concept for a Facebook group, and here's what it involves: going from me to we. How many people are not willing to go from me to we, to share their tribe with another tribe leader of equal blank? Equal value, equal benefit, equal this, equal that, equal this and that. We'll figure it all out. I can do this. I can facilitate this. I've been being prepared as a facilitator of people and bringing them together. Possibly some of you, most of you know that in the networking world, I might be considered a super connector. So just because I'm not yet known, I'm not yet in an A-list category for most people. Okay, everybody, except maybe April, because it really doesn't matter how many people are following you to be an influencer, right? If you can first influence yourself, right, which means that in order to be a great leader, you first have to be a great follower. And before you can follow someone else, you really need to be able to follow yourself. You need to be aware. You need to have self-awareness of who you are and whose you are, and know your why. Who was it? Mark Twain said, the two most important days of anybody's life is the day that they're born and the day that they find out why they were born. And if you don't yet know that, if you don't know your purpose, your calling, what you're supposed to be doing, and then who you're supposed to be partnering with, collaborating with, co-creating with, just overlapping with, just having a friendship with, being energized by, listening to them speak and have the wisdom to run off on you because you have the synergy, the energy, and the chemistry with them. And that's what we're doing here. I'm putting together a central watering hole on the internet, and I've been wanting to do this ever since I came on the internet, but prime time has not been ready for this, and that was the mid-90s. And I would ask some of the ladies in the groups that I was in, because remember, back in those days, we didn't have Facebook groups. We just had, like, Yahoo groups. And before that, it was OneList and e-groups, if you guys even remember that. They were email discussion lists. That's the best we had back then. And then we started to get those bulletin boards, you know, like V-Bulletin and stuff like that there. Yeah. So I've seen the last 22 years, 23 years now of the internet, and I understand exactly where we are. We're ready to go from newspapers to radio, which was the audio, the podcasts, and now the TV shows, TV 1.0, terrestrial, and TV 2.0 here on the internet. I mean, Facebook has just made it available for over 2 billion of us to have our own TV show. And then with third-party software like BeLive, to really have a great production. I want to show you all what's possible. And what's really great are the ability to put up comments on the screen in such a way that the person's name shines, the person's face shines. And it's just, here's what happens. When you bring people in and you focus on what Maya Angelou says, this is just so true. I use myself as a personal example. So Maya Angelou says, Roy, people are going to forget what you said. Roy, people are going to forget what you did. But Roy, people will never, ever forget how you made them feel. So if you're not genuine, if you're not authentic, and all you need to do to be authentic, I can teach authenticity. It's funny to say that, right? Can you teach authenticity? Well, I can give you the teachable moment. I can give you the formula. For you to be authentic, just believe what you say. That's it. And you'll be authentic. And I'll feel it from you. I'll feel that you believe it, because here's another thing. Write this one down. And after you write it down, tattoo it to the inside of your eyelids, because it's that good. A person's behavior is always in direct alignment and determined by their belief. What a person believes is how they behave. Chew on that. Go ahead and look for information. Go deeper on that. I'm going to have some modules on that. I'm going to have some study courses on that. When you join the Net Friending movement and you want to be a part of the 121 people that I'm looking for, I will give you free access, lifetime access, to anything and everything I do, from newbie school to masterclass to every day showing up to having your own show, being part of what we're doing, having segments in other people's shows. It's just going to be a great network. Just think of ABC, CBS, and NBC. And I get to fill all the time slots, and not just with one show, but with as many shows as people want to watch. That's the beauty of this. Is you can go live at 8 o'clock prime time anywhere in the world, or in the same time zone, and people will have a choice. And sometimes people are going to be torn. It's like, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to watch you on replay tonight or tomorrow, because, oh my goodness, like there's 18 shows that I like in this time slot. It's like, wow, because that's what I see. That's the vision I see. So if you can't see a TV 2.0 network like ABC always be connecting, again, I'm going to take you back to John Maxwell. In my opinion, the number one thought leader in the leadership space. And I love his stuff, right? His content. But I love him because he's the content provider. See, a lot of people think the content is king. Well, it is if you're doing SEO. Or maybe you're doing a few other things. But if you just leave it hanging out there, content is king. No, it's not. For me, it's not. And for people who want to be part of the net friending movement, it's not. It's the people. Listen, I can't have a relationship with your content. Okay, maybe I can. But that would just be weird, right? So here's what I know for sure. Your content can't have a relationship with me. So if I see some really great content floating by, then, or somebody brings it to my attention and puts you on my radar, because that's what people within the net friending movement will do. It's like, hey, have you seen so-and-so? Do you know about so? Because that's what I've done with April, and put so many people on her radar, and then the ones that she resonated with, because you can only attract who you are, and your vibe attracts your tribe. And so April is really good at getting on people's radar. And we can show you that she's done it with a few people. And a few people that you would think, oh my goodness, really? Oh my goodness, I need to learn from her. So let me do this and show you a little bit more. So I'm sure you read that. So here's, see, this is the cool things you can do with Be Live. You can put the names down in the lower third. You can put the people across the screen that way, or you can have them boxed this way or that way. So you can see what we've got here. Oh, look. So I don't know if this is a big deal to you guys or not. For me, it is a big deal because if you've been recognized as one of Mario Armstrong's or reality changers, that would be Jorge Narvaez and his wife and his kids, who were on the Ellen Show, who were on America's Got Talent, and then Mari Smith, who I consider to be, just like Fast Company says, the Pied Piper of Facebook and even the Pied Piper of the internet. If there's one person in social media you need to be following, and Facebook is your preferred platform, it's Mari Smith. She's the queen of Facebook. And so when you start to get on people's radars like that, and then Facebook gives you like a badge that says you're a top fan, or however they, yes, top fan. Mari Smith's top fans, Jorge's top fans, Mario Armstrong does a show on NBC, and he's been his show from last year and this year. Well, I don't know this year yet, but last year was recognized for a daytime Emmy. So he's doing something that's different as well. He's having like a talk show, um, both live studio audience and live internet audience. And April was a big part of that last 2 years ago. No, a year ago. And so yeah, getting on the right people's radars. And so Brene Brown, we want to get on her radar. We need a few pilot programs first before I get to Brene. I do consider Brene like the big leagues, right? Like baseball, big leagues, and just about any pro sports team, you need like a farm, and you need like the D League, and like in basketball and stuff. So, uh, yeah, yeah, we talk about all kinds of friendship slash relationship related topics. Foster parents. So April is a mother. She's a single mom and an only child whose mom just died like 3, 4 months ago. Um, with an only child. He's 8, Morgan, and he's on the autism spectrum, and he's nonverbal, and that's a big challenge for April or any person to have a special needs child like that. So here we are talking in front of Mari Smith's back. It's just a play on words because, and here's another. We love you, Mari Smith. Look at this cool stuff that you can do, right? And so again, April tagged all of these with her hashtag April 2.0. And again, you can't use the point or a dot or a period. So she used the word point. And it's easy to find all of her stuff here. So let me just go through this really quick and go even further down than when I started to come back up. Let's see. I think we saw this. Yeah, I started right here. And this is so true what Stephen says. Never, ever, I wouldn't say try because we tell people take try out of it because there is no try, right? There's only do or do not do. If I say to you, can you have all of that, report on my desk virtually at 7 a.m. in the morning? You'll say, I try, Roy. I already know that's not going to be there. If anybody says try, I'll try to do that. And it's like, they're not going to do that. That's their built-in excuse and you accept it. It's as simple as that. So quit enabling people and call them on their tries. Call them on their butts also, B-U-T, because a lot of people get B-U-T hurt when they hear the words that are coming out of our mouths when we're doing the net friending movement because they're not ready to hear it. They're not there in their path or their journey yet. And that's okay. Not everybody needs to be in the same place when they cross our path. Oh, I love this one. This is who we are right here. To the crazy ones, the misfits, the troublemakers, the round pegs. I'm going to read it to you in a second if you haven't already heard it. But I'm going to say Chuck is Chuck is a friend. He's it's hard to explain Chuck other than he's the adorable, loving, grandfather that everybody wants. He's just the, yeah, cute and cuddly. and Chuck shows up this way. He's in real estate, and he's in Colorado. And then here's Jamie, who April turned me on to Jamie. Jamie has a really good show, Coffee Talk, like on a daily basis, every day, even the weekends. And she just, it's a reality show. She just shares what's in her life, and she does like us. Shares about friendships, relationships, and makes them personal, and talks about them, and talks about her family and her husband and her marriage and everything else. And yeah, here's more people. Here's things that we can do. So here's Andy. Um, this is Andy Falco Jimenez. And you can see how far back Andy was at one point. And so, with a little bit of help from us, and you can see that April was a little low. There's a lot of dead air above her head. And then you can see me here, Roy Montero, the voice, because I'm just a voice. And that was before we did Voice Meter, which now I can show up as the voice only without having to take a seat. And oh, this was the birthday party from last year. This is like passing the baton over. April just ended her 10 minutes segment, and I forgot the lady's name here. Oh my goodness, sorry. She's on my radar, but it's not. She's not on my radar that strong and deep, so that I can remember her name. Um, yeah, and then you can see all this, and here's like Mario. Yes, April, you were there at the beginning. You contributed in such a big way to the success of the show. You absolutely are a part of this Emmy nomination. Excuse me, yeah, I wish crowd producers, that's what they called people like April who came online and helped them from the online perspective, could get an award if we win. Uh, James says, you guys have replaced me watching the evening news, waiting for the family to come home. See, that's what happens. We just have a discussion show, not a, you know, uh, yeah. And here's some more people, and this is the last one. Oh, and this is when the flooding in Texas. So anyway, I just wanted to show you what was going on here. Oh, let me end with April's challenge video. Okay, before I show you her last 2 days, currently after 2.5 years of this was a little over a year ago, like a year and 14 days. And you can read what she wrote. This is more of a shout out and a sincere compliment from Milana, but she sees that others have posted introductions in her group. This is a Facebook group, Path to Profit Challenge. Path to Profit Challenge is the name of the group. And this was the 5-day Path to Profit Challenge. It was a 5-day challenge. So April is going to introduce herself, but like she says, it's more of a shout out and a sincere compliment for Milana Leshinsky, who I put on her radar like over a year before. Here we go.
Good evening or good morning, depending on what time of day it is where you are in this world and when you're viewing this video. My name is April Roga, aka April 2.0, and there's a whole story behind that. I will save that for another time. I just wanted to drop in and give a quick intro. I'm here in Knoxville, Tennessee, by way of Brooklyn, New York, and then Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And if there's anybody in here who is in South Florida or anywhere in Florida right now for that matter, my thoughts and prayers are with you all as Hurricane Irma approaches. So I just wanted to share that too. I wanted to come here real quick and just give a shout out and a sincere compliment to Milana for creating the Path to Profit Challenge. She is so wholehearted in what she does. She's passionate about helping people and connecting with people. And it doesn't matter if you're new to the entrepreneurial world or you're seasoned in the entrepreneurial world. I happen to be somewhat of a newbie. I've been in corporate America for 23 years at the same job. And I'm I'm pressing outside of my comfort zone big time because I want to shift from corporate America to entrepreneur, work at home person because I have a son with autism. He's 7 years old. He's nonverbal. And I want to invest more time with him. And that's why Milana's message within the simplicity circle really resonates with me. And I was fortunate to cross paths with Milana in the Belivers group after my friend and business partner Roy Montero put Milana on my radar, as he's done with some other influencers early on in our journey, which was 18 and a half months ago. But he put Milana on my radar about a year-ish ago. And when I saw her um, request to be a member in the Belivers group, I quickly connected with her because I'm not even going to lie. I wanted to be in her space because uh, who wouldn't want to be? And, I didn't know what to expect. I'd never spoken with her before, but oh my goodness, she was so sweet and so down to earth. And I just love how she shows up in the world. So I wanted to come here in video because that's just how I am. I like to do things differently than everybody else. And hopefully that will set me apart from other people um, who may be doing similar things to what we're doing, You always want to be memorable, right? So thank you, Milana, for creating this challenge. I know it's like 10 days away now, is it? The 18th? Yeah, September 18th. So we have 10 more days. Do we really have to wait that long? I just wanted to say hello. Thank you for creating the challenge and the group and for inviting us into your world and what you've learned on your journey. Mwah! Good night.
So, can we say brand champion? Is she role modeling, hashtag role model for a brand champion of Milana Lashinsky? And I put her on her, like she said, I put Milana on April's radar like a year before, and she saw some of her stuff and this and that. And then we have this. So April is part of the BeLive.tv family, if you will. She's an admin for the Facebook group, and I think right now I think there's close to 18,000 people in the Facebook group. It's like a community, help with the program, with the product, and related things like everything live stream, basically everything TV 2.0. Have your own home studio. There's people who do that. There's people who are putting courses together. There's just a whole lot of people becoming friends, doing shows together, being guests or guest hosts or co-hosts for each other. It's just an amazing thing. All right, so let me give you her last 2 days, which are very short, like 2-minute videos.
Hey y'all, I decided to do my vlog live because it's just a lot easier that way. So, my name is April 2.0. That is what I go by because I am a new and improved version of myself than the version I was just 2.5 years ago when I started my personal growth journey. And so what I'm passionate about is helping other people to grow as well, and to do it through social media and live streaming. I see so many people who are walking through life asleep. Yes, I said it. They are sleepwalking through life, but even worse, they're sleepwalking through social media, which is in most cases where they're connecting with other people and growing their business as well. And so my superpower is in helping people get on other people's radar, because social media is a place that allows you to connect with anybody across the globe, right? So my superpower is to help you get on the radar of somebody you would not necessarily have met if you didn't know how to meet them. And so I just want to help people stop being on autopilot. Are you on autopilot? I can help you with that. And I'm a single mom with a child who has autism. He's nonverbal. He's 8 years old. And I would love to teach other parents with special needs kids how to get out of the rut that they're in. That's my passion as well. I have so many passions, but I'm running out of time. I wanted to keep this under 2 minutes. So until next vlog, ciao for now.
So this is number 2, vlog number 2 out of 10. It's a 10-day challenge. And so there's a lot of people holding 5-day challenges and 10-day challenges and stuff like that. So I think April does a wonderful job getting out her mess to message, so to speak, and her passion and what she's looking for in her front story, so that people know how to connect with her and how they can help her and how she can help them. So that's the key, because a lot of people just make a lot of small talk and they don't really know their direction, or they don't know any overlap with the person, and they're just not everybody. People are just doing the content thing, and I think if you do the content provider thing instead, you'd be so much better off. So I say it this way: content is not king. The content provider is king. Connect with the person, and they'll introduce you to other people who will either become clients, customers, or more partners, more collaborators, more co-creators. And if anything, it's just a friendship, and we can send people to each other. It's like, oh, do you know somebody who? It's like, yeah. And as a matter of fact, you want to be a guest on their show, because they're looking for guests, and people can help each other, and you can keep each other full of guests each and every week without having to do a whole lot of work, because why should you? So this is the Net Friending Movement, and this is the last one I'm going to show you of April. And I'll keep this video here, which I call a Frienducation Moment video, helping you to understand what it is that we're doing by showcasing and highlighting and sharing April and the people that come in contact with her and or with me, which we're going to do also. You know what? I should add that to this as well. So April's going to be a guest on Carrie Breedlove's show on Monday. And let me give you some of the backstory there and document it here as well. So here's tonight's video 2 of the 10-day challenge.
Vlog 2, my second vlog, just under the wire. It's almost midnight here on the East Coast of the United States. And I'm just continuing on to talk about what it is I'm passionate about, which, oh my gosh, there's so much, y'all. For starters, I love helping people become aware of who they are, aware of who they aren't, and aware of how they show up for other people. I'm passionate about body language. I am very much into body language ever since I was young. An only child, so I invested a lot of time as an elementary age kid observing people, how they behaved, how they show up, what vibe they're giving off. And now that's another one of my superpowers when it comes to social media and live streaming. It's giving people that gift of awareness of how they show up, not just for me, but potentially for other people. And I call that hashtag blab with a 2 in the middle, body language 2.0 and beyond. And once the live stream is over, I will plop that down in the comments. Tonight I did a show for I don't even know how long. And I think I might have helped transform a few lives. And for me, that's what drives me. That is what makes me uniquely me. And I realized today I don't have to be like everybody else because I like who I am. Good night, everyone.
And so while I'm here, I might as well give you some numbers. So she did this like 4 hours ago. 2 comments, 62 views, and 24 hours ago, here are the stats for this. 304 views. So tonight's show, or tonight's vlog, this is just in 4 hours. So 6 times that would be like 360, right? So we're on track for similar numbers, 304. All right, let me find where we did a meet and greet. It was like an impromptu, like Saturday night of, I think it was either 2 or 3 weeks ago. Uh, April had just put Carrie Breedlove on my radar after seeing some of her comments in a Owen video Be Live weekly show that she hadn't seen before, and she thought, oh, and she put enough on my radar for me to say, oh, let's do a meet and greet. See if Carrie's available. Let's talk to her. Let's find out what's up, and we can, yeah, see if we're supposed to do anything together or not. If there's any overlap. Because see, what I do is, I want. You know what? Let me go find Carrie first.